Mena, welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day of the week for all, and happy Valentine's Day to all you guys. And today in this video, in honor of Valentine's Day, I'm going to be talking about my top 10 rom-coms. I love rom-coms. I love a good comedy that is both romantic and funny at the same time. I'm a big fan of a rom-com because I love rom-coms that have that little humor, have a lot of humor in them. I'm a huge fan of humor. I come from a family who loves humor. I'm super excited to talk about all of my favorite rom-coms for Valentine's Day. And if you guys haven't seen any of these rom-coms, I definitely recommend you guys watch them because they are awesome. And if you guys have any other rom-coms that you've seen that you like that are mentioned in this video, let me know down in the comments below. So I'm gonna get started. So number one on my list would have to be Pretty Woman. Now this is one of my favorite rom-coms because you got two different people. You got a wealthy businessman and a hooker who both kind of form a romantic relationship while working with each other, and I really like that. And I think it's really, really cool, like how they teach each other, he tries to teach her how to be a sophisticated woman, and I love the fact that they're both pretty different. They come from different backgrounds. Like he's a rich businessman and she's a hooker, and I love the fact that they both fall in love while working together, and I think that's really, really cool. This is one of my mom's favorite movies. It's a great romantic comedy, and I just love the fact that two people who work together end up falling in love. Number two on my list would have to be How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Now, this is a really funny rom-com because it involves two people. One is doing a bet for a business, and another is writing an article about getting rid of a guy. And they both, the guy tries to get the woman to fall in love with him, and the woman tries to get rid of the guy, which is kind of pretty funny because the more they both try, the more they end up falling in love with each other. And I really love the fact about that movie is about how they both are trying as hard as they can to get what each other wants for their needs, but it doesn't end up working. It ends up one person gets what they want, the other person doesn't get what they want, but they end up both falling in love while trying to go with their bets or their commitments. And I really enjoy that about the two people doing things for articles or their jobs, and they end up just falling in love. Number three on my list would have to be 13 Going on 30. I really enjoy this movie. This was one of my first really big chick flicks. My mom took me to this movie. I really enjoy this because it shows a girl who literally ruined her own past by getting everything she wants, and she ended up not being a very nice person, and she wants to go back in time to fix things, but she learns you can't turn back time to fix things. And she learns that she got everything she wanted, but she didn't end up being a very nice person when she got everything she wanted. And I really enjoy the fact that she tries to make up for being a terrible person and tries her best to become a much better person, and I really enjoy that. Number four on my list would have to be Along Came Polly. This is one of those fun romantic comedies. I really like this movie because it shows a guy going from a relationship where his wife cheated on him, and he ends up meeting up with this old classmate from his past, and they end up hanging out a lot and falling in love. And I really enjoy the fact that he goes from heartbreak to finding happiness, and I really love that movie. I haven't seen this movie in so long. I really enjoy this because it's one of those fun romantic comedies that involves meeting up with someone from your past, your childhood or from when you went to high school, and then you end up hanging out with them again, and then you end up falling in love. And I really like people who have known each other for a long time who fall in love. It's really cool. Number five on my list would have to be Music and Lyrics. So I love the movie Music and Lyrics. It's one of my favorite movies. I really love this because it involves two people falling in love while writing songs, and you got one person who doesn't know anything about writing songs, and then you got a lyricist who does everything he can to write songs, and he teaches the woman how to write songs. And I think that's really good. Even though the woman has no idea how to write a song, he works with her and And they both fall in love while working together to write a song. I really enjoy that. Number 6 on my list would have to be Isn't It Romantic? Now, this is one of those fun movies that kind of makes fun of romantic comedies. I really like this movie because it, like, shows, like, a woman who's very cynical to romantic comedies, and she constantly thinks they're just full of baloney because they don't really show actual love, and she literally, like, gets herself knocked out, and she ends up finding herself stuck in a romantic comedy while she's in a coma. And it's kind of funny because she's believing, like, she's going through every phase in a romantic comedy that happens throughout the romantic comedy. Is like, she thinks, like, somebody fell in love just one day and it just ended up the next day, and she's, like, trying to go through the romantic comedy, and she... Okay, so let me start over. So Isn't It Romantic pretty much makes fun of romantic comedies. It's like, shows a woman who's very cynical about romantic comedies. Like, it's not actual love, and she thinks they're just full of baloney because, like, her mom literally dug it into her brain that romantic comedies are just full of baloney, and they're not actually true, and it made her very cynical towards romantic comedies. But then she ends up knocked out and finding herself in a romantic comedy, and it's kind of funny, and she learns that romantic comedies aren't full of baloney, and I really like that because it's one of those movies that kind of makes fun of romantic comedies. And I really like those kind of movies that kind of make fun of other movies. Number 7 on my list would have to be The Killers. Now, this is a pretty funny movie. It's one of those funny rom-coms that involves a man and a woman falling in love, and they try to protect each other because they're both bounty... Because the husband is like a one of those bounty hunter killers or something, and they both are, like, trying to get rid of all the people who are trying to come after them and harm them. And it's one of those pretty funny romantic comedies because, like, they have, like, crazy things happening to them during their mission, and they're, like, both, like, trying to get away from these people who are trying to come after them. Number 8 on my list would have to be Mr. Right. Now, this is another one of those funny movies that I really love. I watched this with my mom, and it's one of those funny movies about, like, a CIA agent who is dating this one girl, and they both end up in a trap together because they end up, like, getting attacked by all these people who are trying to kill them, and they both are, like, constantly on, like, a spree of getting away from the people that are trying to kill them. And it's a pretty funny movie because they end up in, like, very sticky situations, and I really enjoy this film because the girl has, like, no clue about it and at first until she sees what actually happens. And it's with Anna Kendrick. If you haven't seen Mr. Right, definitely check it out. It is one of those funny movies, and I really love it. It's just one of those funny romantic comedies. Number 9 on my list would have to be Failure to Launch. So I really like this movie because it talks about two parents who are trying to get their son moved out of their house, and he's been living in their house, and he's, like, in his 30s, and he takes advantage of his parents, and they want him out of the house, so they hire this woman in order to get him out of the house, and, like, she ends up, like, she dates this woman to date him in order to get him to move out of the house, and it's pretty funny because, like, he tries everything he can to dump this woman, but this woman will not let him dump her because she wants to help him get out of his parents' house. Number 10 on my list would have to be Fever Pitch. This is one of those funny sports romantic comedies. I really enjoy this film because it involves a guy who is completely obsessed with the Red Sox baseball team and a woman who doesn't know anything about baseball. And I really like this film because it shows you never let your obsessions get in the way of your relationships. Like, he has a huge obsession with going to all these Red Sox games, and he lets it get in the way of his relationship with his girlfriend, who's not into baseball at all. But I like the fact that they both try their best, despite the fact they're different. Like, she doesn't like baseball and he likes baseball. They try their best to work it out, and I really enjoy that and stuff. And I love the fact that this one shows two different people falling in love, and I really like that. Okay, so those are my top 10 rom-coms in honor of Valentine's Day. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day of the week for a while, and I'm sorry this video is so long, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day of the week for a while, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!